Alas, there is time for ruminating. Finidata. Hello, it's History Boy, and welcome to another joint episode of Ruminations and Knights of the Debate Table. Now, during uploading my last Ruminations episode, or second to last, I can't remember which. I've been doing kind of these semi-regular. I upload a slew of pictures and edited them with ChatGPT and so on and so forth. Well, not all of them, but the thumbnail you'll see or are seeing or whatever on the thumbnail to the for this video, and it made me think of what would. And this is, as I always say, this is an open. This is sort of like an open forum. I mean, I don't do these live. I don't really see the point. But maybe actually, I didn't originally see the point. But maybe once I can be asked, figuring out how to go live and so on and so forth, maybe I will do these live. Just like how I might do my quizzes live, and I'm gonna add both my last ruminations. Well, both. The last two ruminations videos I did in the as references in the description for those of you who haven't seen them yet. Excuse me, just ate a couple of Mars bars. They tend to be very caramelly and clog up the throat if you don't really have anything to wash them down with. But the second to last one I did, I was originally going to have the first subject as part of the video, and that is Haunting Ground, the Capcom game Haunting Ground, which is, you can tell it's Capcom in the kind of Resident Evil kind of style. I think some of the style along with Devil May Cry 3 or 4 I believe inspired the final version of Resident Evil 4, which used to be 3.5, it used to be a very different game. It focused on very different creatures and a villain, I think. But there's the dog Huey. Hey, it's that dog. He's pretty much, if you compare Huey and the Ganado village dog in RE4, they're pretty much the same dog. They're just the outline of them. But like with Resident Evil, and there's been loads of films, TV series. There's another Resident Evil coming out now. So where would you? I was ruminating over how well would a Haunting Ground at least mini-series, fare. I think it did quite well. Like spooky kind of manor and castle stuff, like Haunting of Hill House, remake of that thing with the Cursed Hotel or whatever it is. But the thing with Haunting Ground is, and I haven't played it, I'm not really a massive survival horror player. The last one I played was, embarrassingly enough, how much I like Resident Evil, the last one I played was Revelations 2. Before that it was 6, because I like the idea of playing as Leon again, and I played, Resident Evil 4 ages ago. I might get my hands on the other ones, but that's besides the point. As Dashi XP's Raiden would say. But yeah, there's loads of it's spooky, but there's actually a lot of, for those of you who haven't played it and don't want to be spoiled, it's kind of medieval science involved and kind of spooky stuff. But as far as live action people that could play, the live action characters, God knows how they'd use as Debilitas. I haven't really thought about Fiona and Daniela. I think the custodian of Belly Castle could probably be played by Greg Ellis himself, who did the voice of Ricardo, the custodian. In his old hood, he's all in a dark hood, and they could make his face make his look kind of resemble. I mean, he's wearing a hood, so he's not really visible that much, apart from when you properly reveal his face in the game. But I reckon, because Greg Ellis, along with a lot of his voice work, has done live action stuff. I mean, he was last thing I saw him in live action wise, he was in an episode of Dexter. Did a little rewatch one time. So I reckon he'd do really, if he was up to it, if he was open to it. I reckon Greg Ellis would be a good live action version of his voice counterpart in the game. All right, so like I said, Knights of the Debate Table. This is open for debate. So who would you like to see as, namely, for now, namely, Fiona and Daniela. Daniela especially, someone who can pull off how crazy and injured she is. But open comment section. And also ICO or ICO. I tend to think it's ICO because it sounds the most snappy and Japanese. It's probably ICO. But anyway, I've heard ICO, but I think it's ICO. Anyway, that out of the way. I haven't really thought who would be cast in that and who produced that. That's by Square, I think Square Inc. Basically, or someone else. Anyway, the game studios that are known for later making Shadow of the Colossus and then the Last Guardian. But ICO, whatever, etc. Pronunciation, that was their first known, proper console game, with the horned boy and the mysterious girl, also in a foreboding castle. That one's more like a fortress. It's quite impressive. PS2 standards, how open world it is, and how big the surrounding area is, but you can still feel cold and trapped at the same time. I haven't played that one either, but I know I kind of know a few YouTubers who have done Let's Plays, such as Kastaclysm and Julia TV and all them. For example, I might get into those games one day. I might do like a retro games collection thing, just for my own benefit, not really for this channel. But yeah. So would you rather, those of you who are interested in a live action version of ICO, whatever it's pronounced like, really, would you like to see it as just a standalone film or a series of some kind? Yeah. So yeah, not really anything else to say, but yeah. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Those who haven't subscribed, like and comment, especially comment. I encourage it. So yeah, that was a Ruminations Knights of the Debate Table. God, that's a placeholder noise there. Sorry about the umming and ahhing. Ruminations-Knights of the Debate Table, jobby diatribe about live action adaptations of two very well loved PS2 games. I think Haunting Ground's a PS2 game. I think it can also be a GameCube game. The same is also on GameCube as well, just like Resident Evil 4. But yeah, that was it. So see you in the next episode, and I'll love you and leave you.